When you live long-term in a van, you appreciate things other people take for granted.
Having a shower whenever you want for however long you want, unlimited electricity, Wi-Fi that actually works, an air fryer. These are some of the challenges of van life that can make you want a little break from time to time. Or maybe you are in an area where sleeping in your car is prohibited and you are tired of worrying about rangers knocking on your van in the middle of the night. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love van life, but sometimes you just want to sprawl out on a real couch, blast the air conditioning without worrying about your battery, or cook a proper meal without playing Tetris with your tiny stovetop.
The reasons for wanting safe space on private land differ greatly. Maybe you need to do your laundry. Maybe you work remotely and you need a reliable internet connection for that very important video call.
Or perhaps you just want to invite a friend over without you both awkwardly squeezing into your van. Or you need to dye your hair with henna and need a proper bathroom for that mess. Or maybe you want to deep clean your van.
So, when it comes to taking that break, you have a few options.
Caravan parks are the obvious choice, but sadly they are getting more and more expensive. A week at a caravan park will often cost you more than renting a house, especially if you are traveling solo and have nobody to share the cost with.
I am talking $40 to $60 per night in some places. That's more than $400 a week. Plus, you are still living in your van, just on a designated spot with facilities.
Hotels or Airbnb might seem appealing, but again, we are looking at serious money. And let's be honest, after months or years of van life, paying $150 plus per night for a room feels absolutely ridiculous. You can visit family or friends if you are fortunate enough to have some in your area. This is great when it works out, but you can't always rely on it. And sometimes you don't want to impose or deal with the "when are you going to get a real job" conversations.
Or, like me, you can try your luck with house sitting.
There are plenty of platforms where you pay a small annual fee, usually around $50 to $100, and for that you can create your profile, search for opportunities and receive reviews that others can see.
I find the review function especially useful because once you collect a few positive reviews, it saves you a lot of work trying to convince random strangers that you are a trustworthy person who will take excellent care of their pets and property.
Your profile is everything. Clear, friendly pictures that show you are a real, responsible person are crucial. I have uploaded all the photos of myself with animals that I could find. Your bio should mention any relevant experience: pet ownership, gardening, home maintenance, or even just being generally responsible. Be specific about what you can offer. Can you maintain gardens? Basic home maintenance? Are you comfortable with medication schedules for elderly pets? These details matter. In New Zealand, I have used Kiwi house sitters. Through there, I have house sat a house with a dog, a cat, and 2 horses near Whangarei. I serenaded them on my ukulele while they slept, but they didn't give a poop. But hey, I tried.
But honestly, most of my best gigs came through my network, friends and coworkers. This is a crucial point that many people miss. Once you start house sitting, just tell everybody. You never know who might need help.
I have house sat for plenty of coworkers in Kaikoura and on Waiheke Island. Look at Maggie refusing to come down from the roof while I'm supposed to be at work in 5 minutes and need to lock her up. These are the moments they don't warn you about in the house sitting guides. Every year, I'm welcome to house sit for about a month for my friend in Sydney. Sadly, I don't always make it, but obviously that's my favorite holiday. 1 cat, beautiful apartment, use of car included, and plenty of friends to catch up with, and too much delicious vegan food to eat.
This arrangement illustrates perfectly why house-sitting works so well. My friend gets peace of mind, knowing her cat is well loved and cared for, and I get a month in one of the world's most expensive cities for free. I have heard some vanlifers saying nobody at their job knows that they live in a van, as if they were ashamed for it. Well, I tell it to everybody who asks where I live. If people didn't know, they wouldn't ask me to house sit nearly as much.
People can sense that a single person in a van with no partner, kids, and no house to take care of will find such trade mutually beneficial. And that's why I get approached a lot. But sometimes they even feel like they are saving you from the dread of van life that you poor soul got caught up in. This attitude bugs me. Because I love van life and I do not need saving from it.
Even when I get benefits, free hot showers are most of the time not entirely worth of all the labor I need to do around the house and with pets. If I didn't do it for the love of animals, it wouldn't be as good a trade as some people think.
There is the 6 a.m. dog walks in winter, the multiple daily medication schedules for senior pets, the garden maintenance and general house upkeep. Then there are the emergencies. Thankfully, I never had to rush an animal to the vet. But for example, Maggie, the devil, didn't come home one night. I spent the whole night worrying about her. I couldn't sleep and even got out a few times to check she is not lying dead on the nearby road.
Do I receive money? I have heard some house sitters may charge, but I never charge. I always do it for free. It happened to me once that I got to a house and there was a pile of money on the table. I didn't count it, but it looked quite big. I assumed it was around $500. First I was taken aback a little bit, but then I thought, oh, maybe they left it here just in case of emergency, just in case I have to rush to the vet or something. So I left it there. In the end, it turned out the money was meant for me, and it was such a sweet and very, very generous gesture. But it also made me hella uncomfortable because I didn't want any money from them. So yeah, we had some back and forth arguments about that, and in the end I had to accept at least a few of the notes because otherwise they wouldn't let me leave. But that was very sweet and very unusual.
When I was in Esperance last year, and let's just say sleeping in your car is a little challenging there, I did 4 house sits back to back and I found them all via a dedicated Facebook page. Local Facebook groups are honestly where the best opportunities hide. Search for house sitting and insert your town or city. The first house had just one elderly dog who walked super slow. This old boy just wanted companionship and gentle walks around the block. The second house had a coop with ducks and chickens that I needed to let out for a few hours every day, plus some budgies and rosellas. This was definitely the lowest effort house sitting I have ever done, and I finally had someone to feed all my veggie scraps. Then I was at a house with 4 dogs, an amazing cat, a kangaroo, a sheep and a goat. Lulu was an awesome football player, but I cried when I had to leave the cat behind. Look at him, sweet little baby. This sit taught me about the emotional attachment that develops. You are not just watching animals, you are forming genuine bonds. If you do a long house sit, saying goodbye can be pretty hard. And the last place had 2 dogs, a cat that liked to chill in my van during the day, while I was chilling by the window with this amazing ocean view. And chickens that I was required to collect eggs from. I donated those eggs to my previous house and used it as an excuse to visit my beloved cat.
Before each sit, I usually receive a handover document. I ask about veterinary contacts, emergency procedures, any routines or any perks or preferences the pets may have. This shows you are a professional and it helps prevent problems.
I send daily updates with photos. Pet owners love this, and it often leads to repeat bookings and referrals. It takes 5 minutes but builds incredible trust. Start small and local. Even sitting for friends for a weekend builds your review base. Be the house sitter who leaves the place cleaner than they found it, who remembers to water the plants, and who treats pets like their own. I also like to leave some homemade cake or soup behind, so that they find something to eat when they get home. House sitting puts you in residential neighborhoods where tourists never go. You shop at local grocery stores, walk the same roads as locals, and get a genuine feel for how people actually live in different places. The connections you make through house sitting often extend far beyond the initial agreement. I have gained local friends, work opportunities, and even received invitations to family events.
So yeah, just know that even if you are living in a van and the thought of paying rent seems very alien to you by now, you can still take a break, still enjoy some security time to time, long hot showers, humongous kitchens with ovens without paying a single cent.
The key is approaching house sitting as a genuine exchange of value, not just free accommodation. You are providing peace of mind, love for their animals, and security for their property. When you frame it that way, it becomes a win-win situation that people actively seek out. Remember, the best house sitting opportunities often come from word of mouth. So once you start, tell everyone what you are doing. You never know who might need help, and building that reputation locally can lead to incredible opportunities.
Let me know in the comments if you have tried house sitting, how it went for you, if you have any questions, and if you are a homeowner. I'm here, I'm around Bambure, I'm available, although I do have a full-time job, so that's why I haven't house sat for a while now. You can tell this is my regrowth. I haven't put henna in my hair since December, so it may be time to house sit again. Yeah, maybe if it was a cat who can be alone during the day while I work. I love cats, I miss cats.
Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.